All right, hey guys, so today I wanted to go over two recent Humble bundles that I honestly think are fantastic. First off, we have the Humble Bandai Namco Entertainment Bundle number 4. This one came out yesterday and it has some of my favorite games in it, so I absolutely love this bundle. Along with that, we have the Humble Indie Bundle number 21. This one came out last week, but there was one mystery game that didn't come out until yesterday, so I thought I'd just wait to cover it in this video. There's a lot of fantastic indie games in this bundle. It's a little bit expensive, but the $1 tier is excellent, and there's some really good, highly reviewed indie games in this bundle as well. Beyond that, I do want to mention, if you guys haven't seen my last video, or if you're just not aware, Epic Games is currently giving away Grand Theft Auto 5, the premium edition, which includes like $10 million worth of online stuff. So if you haven't played Grand Theft Auto 5, it has an excellent single player campaign, really fun to play online with friends as well. If you have a PC that can run it, definitely pick up GTA 5. Even if you don't have a PC, maybe you'll have it in the future, so it's worth picking up. So before I get into the games, I do want to mention that you can actually use my referral link if you want to help support me and this channel. Before you check out, you can go down to the bottom of the page and you can choose where your money goes. If you use my referral link, my name will pop up here and you can choose to send me however much of the purchase you like. I don't think it's mentioned enough, but you can actually give your whole purchase to charity, which is awesome. If you don't want to support the developers or Humble Bundle, you can just give everything to charity, which is, I think, is excellent. But I do appreciate anyone who decides to give me a little donation through Humble Bundle. So let's go ahead and go back up to the first tier here. So the first tier includes 3 games. You're getting Pac-Man 256, Enslaved, Odyssey to the West, and Get Even. So Pac-Man 256 is a spin-off Pac-Man style game, although this is more like an endless runner in my opinion. The bottom half of each level is eaten by a glitch, and you kind of have to work your way up through the little maze. It's very interesting and it's quite enjoyable, and you can actually play it with friends as well, so it's definitely fun to play with friends. Next up, we have Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. This is what I would call a hidden gem. You may be getting it for just $1, but I assure you this is a complete AAA action adventure game that is actually worth playing through from start to finish. I personally played through the entire game and absolutely loved it. I'm really surprised more people haven't played this game. So trust me, if you haven't played Enslaved, you won't be disappointed. I highly recommend it. And finally, we have Get Even. This is a psychological horror mystery game that has a nice story and it's very atmospheric. It's certainly worthwhile if you're looking for something a little bit different, or if you're just into atmospheric horror games. So honestly, the first tier is excellent. I would highly recommend everyone watching to pick up the first tier for just $1. I think everyone could spare $1. So definitely worthwhile, especially for Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. You'll easily get 8 hours worth of solid entertainment there. Along to the Beat the Average tier, this is currently sitting at $10, which is quite a big leap from $1 to $10, but this tier includes one of my favorite games of all time, which is Katamari Damacy Reroll. This is the remastered version of the game that originally released on PlayStation 2 way back when, but this is the graphically enhanced version. If you haven't heard of Katamari, it's a Japanese game about rolling stuff up into sort of a gravity ball. You have to try to make the largest ball you can before the time limit runs out. The game is extremely charming. The story, the music, the characters, it's pretty ridiculous, but at the same time, it's a ton of fun, and I would highly recommend it. Beyond that, you get Last Recode. I haven't played this game personally, but it's a JRPG that retails for $40. I don't know too much about the story, but the gameplay looks solid. There's over 40 hours worth of content. It has very positive reviews on Steam, so I certainly think it's a great addition for the Beat the Average tier. And then the third game is called Rad. This is a roguelike action game in an ever-changing radioactive wasteland. There's loads of unique abilities, perks, and a great combat system to keep you entertained, and it's highly replayable. So if you like roguelikes, definitely worth playing. So that's the second tier. I would definitely recommend it, but just for $5 more, you can pick up Tekken 7 and Tales of Mozzeria. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. But Tekken 7 is personally one of my favorite fighting series. There's a huge roster of characters. The game is a lot easier to jump in and play compared to Street Fighter, which can take a while to learn. And overall, Tekken 7 is just a great game. Definitely worth the extra $5, especially playing with a friend. Super fun to play with friends. Then Tales of Mozzeria is another JRPG, has great reviews, over 40 hours worth of content, and it retails for $50. The graphic style is very pleasing, it has a great action combat system, and it's a rather enjoyable storyline. So again, definitely worthwhile for a third tier game, $15 for the first 3 tiers. Definitely worth it. If you don't have the money, just pick up the first tier for sure. That's about it for the Humble Bandai Namco bundle number 4. I would highly recommend it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, if you think it's worthwhile and which tier you're planning on picking up. Definitely a recommendable bundle there. So let's go ahead and go to the Humble Indie Bundle number 21, the 10-year anniversary. It's been a long time. I feel old. I remember when I first got into Humble Bundle, there was a bundle for a game called Voxatron, and back then you can actually choose how much money you wanted to pay for the game. So I bought multiple copies of Voxatron for like 1 penny each and gave it to all of my friends. It wasn't a Steam game, it was DRM free, but I just couldn't believe paying just 1 penny for a game. So let's go ahead and get into this. The first tier includes 3 games. You're getting Hotline Miami, Beat Cop, and Dust Force DX. So Hotline Miami is a frantic top-down action game where you have to quickly take out enemies within seconds or they'll take you out. It's very fast-paced and very satisfying, super fun to play in short periods of time. So I definitely recommend Hotline Miami, overwhelmingly positive reviews there. Then we have Beat Cop. This is a game where you play as a cop in a 80s New York environment. It has a lot of adult themes and honestly a very addictive experience. It's very well fleshed out, so I'd recommend trying out Beat Cop. And then there's Dust Force DX. This is a rather old game at this point. It came out in 2012, but I remember this is one of the original indie games that started to take off back then when the indie scene was rather new. So it's kind of cool seeing it in another bundle, although it has been bundled quite a few times in the past. It's a great platformer that's full of creative levels, a fluid movement system, a great soundtrack, and it's just a great little game to play. So the $1 tier is definitely worthwhile. I really don't know what these extras are, a wallpaper pack and some coloring pages. I don't know what they were thinking with that, but just some freebies thrown in there. So the second tier also includes 3 games. You're getting Moonlighter, Gato Roboto, and Downwell. So Moonlighter is a roguelike top-down action game with a great combat mechanics and some wonderfully charming graphics as well. This game also allows you to sell the items you get from each of your dungeon adventures into a shop, and various people come in and buy the loot from the shop, which I think is pretty neat. Definitely a unique mechanic there. So I think it's a great game, very positive reviews. And then Gato Roboto is a 2D Metroidvania style action adventure game. While it may look strange with a black and white like aesthetic to it, the gameplay is actually rock solid. It's a lot of fun and the world is packed full of creative enemies and levels, so I definitely recommend Gato Roboto. And then finally we have Downwell. So Downwell is an overwhelmingly positive roguelike game with a very unique concept. You're continuously falling down like a well and you're trying to avoid or shoot enemies with your gun boots. It's very challenging, but it's super addictive, highly replayable, and certainly enjoyable overall. So moving down to the third tier, it's $15 and you get Hypnospace Outlaw and Starbound, which is obviously a great game there. So Hypnospace Outlaw is a 90s style internet simulator where you dive into a strange realm full of suspicious websites, viruses, some bad characters, and a lot more oddities to find along the way. It's a very unique experience and it does have overwhelmingly positive reviews, so that should tell you it's definitely worth trying even though it looks absolutely strange. And then finally, you know, Starbound, I think most people already know what this is. It's essentially Terraria, but instead it's a sci-fi fantasy world. Personally, I find it to be a bit more enjoyable than Terraria, as you're able to travel between planets. There's various missions to complete. There's more interesting weapons and just a lot more variety, at least in my opinion. It's also super fun to play with friends. You can play multiplayer. It's very easy to sync up. That's it for the indie bundle number 21. Obviously, always pick up the first tier. It's up to you if you want to pick up the other tiers, but both of these bundles, in my opinion, include some fantastic games. If you don't already own everything, I'd recommend purchasing everything, but if not, just pick up the first or second tier, whatever games interest you the most. So again, feel free to use my referral link in the description below if you want to help support me in this channel. I really do enjoy making these. There's always a lot of great games you can get for heavily discounted prices on Humble Bundle. And again, remember, pick up Grand Theft Auto 5. It's free, limited amount of time. You only have a couple days left. It ends tomorrow. Wow, time flies. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a nice day.